To remember is that the Superman brand is very depreciated. This wasn't a movie to hit a home run on. This was a movie that was very much a rebuild movie. That was very much looking to have the fans re-buy into the character and re-buy into the brand of DC. So a lot of that isn't going to be kind of portrayed in the box office. With that being said, the goal of this movie certainly was $1 billion, and they're not going to come close. That's definitely an L for James Gunn. I think certainly if you did things the right way, if you made this a 4-quadrant movie, if maybe used Henry Cavill, there's a lot of things that you could have done to maybe hit those numbers. Again, that doesn't make this movie a failure. However, that extra $300 or $400 million certainly would have been a huge W for them. I do think it does say that you turn some people off, whether it be because of politics, because of the Henry Cavill recasting, because the DC brand maybe still isn't as interesting to some people. But overall, I think the box office certainly does tell you some things. This movie performing incredibly strong domestically, though, again, is super important. That means Americans are really into it, and those are the people who are going to be carrying this movie and carrying this franchise for a long time. Again, these are international brands, so the international markets matter, but the fact that this movie hit really, really home for the United States is tremendously important, especially for the character of Superman. Arguably the most important part, too, in terms of box office, is that this movie came out at the same time as Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, and F1. Literally, Jurassic is the worst possible movie that you can possibly compete with, especially when you're trying to get kids into your movie. That is just a big loss, especially trying to get families into your movies. Jurassic World, Jurassic Park is one of the strongest IPs, the strongest movie brands that there is. And then F1, just having a summer movie with Brad Pitt, similar to Top Gun. You have a Jurassic, which is pulling at kids. You have F1, which is pulling at kind of the more adult crowd, the date crowd, the boomer crowd. And those are kind of obviously the two big crowds you're going for. And so that is certainly a big, big problem. And then obviously having Fantastic Four in the back end, you don't know how many people maybe are Marvel fans are trying to maybe saving their money just for one movie this month as opposed to two. So all of these factors are playing into the box office. With that being said, I think this movie has made enough money where the box office is certainly a non-story. I don't think it's a flop. I don't think it's a home run. But like I said, the most important thing was the consensus of people liking this movie. That's the most important thing. Man of Steel, whether you like it or not, it was very divisive. Batman vs. Superman was divisive. And those movies made a lot of money, but because it was divisive, they weren't able to build the universe. So it was a little bit counterintuitive. So those are my thoughts on the Superman box office. We'll see how it plays out. I think this movie will have long legs. Again, I'm more negative on this movie than the average person. However, I still think it's a little bit disingenuous the way people are talking about the box office and not talking about all these factors that come into play. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Thanks for watching, and as always,